So we're just talking about the most important thing that you would share with a health professional from your pregnancy and early parenthood
Yes, I guess
experience.
in terms of the whole, I guess, journey is I found that I had a lot more questions than the average person because obviously I just wanted to know everything I needed to know, what I could expect. And I guess going into those more details in terms of what can I expect about stretch marks? What am I supposed to be feeling? What am I not supposed to be feeling? Like that sort of stuff. I was always like, is this normal? Is it not normal? Because I sort of overanalyzed everything about pregnancy. I was like, okay, I'm this many weeks. What should I be doing? What shouldn't I be doing? And then also when I got diagnosed with gestational diabetes, then it was, oh God, now I'm going to add a food issue as well. And having autism and already having issues with certain foods and textures and flavors and that sort of stuff, then having to get that restricted even more. So a lot of my favorite foods, like I was craving Kit Kat's out of the question. So then I had to find some new foods, and then obviously the whole barrier of trying new foods, and then finding that texture that works, what doesn't work, what puts your sugar up. It was just added stress. But I will say I did have some very good people that I was transferred through to that understood autism anyway. So I think just having that they'd already had some form of, I guess, exposure to autism was very helpful with them being able to provide me with information. Because instead of just giving me a pamphlet and going, here you go, off you go, they were able to sit down with me, explain everything, give me pictures, which was a lot more easier for me to understand, and just break it down a lot more. So I think just having that understanding that someone with autism might need you to sit down with them a little bit longer, explain it from A to Z, and just give details very detailed, step by step. I was just very lucky that even the hospital I went to, like I was just very open. I straight off the bat told them I had autism. I told them I had ADHD. These were the things that I had issues with. How can you help me?
And what were some of those things? Walk me through that conversation.
So
What would have been
I
like?
mean, my obviously I started with my GP. He already knew my diagnosis. So from there, he explained to me, okay, these are your choices for your hospitals. And I was able to go, okay, I could look into them, research them myself, come back to my GP and go, okay, I like these ones. Then we can go on to the next step of going on tours. So personal tours, whether or not that was with groups or on your own. And then just seeing the hospital, seeing how they work. My local hospital here, fully autism understanding. So they straight off the bat was like, okay, these are the things that we can offer you as someone who has autism and sensory issues. So straight away they were like, okay, we can give you a social worker in the hospital while you're there. They can run through everything with you. We can give you extra tours if you want them. They didn't rush me through the tour. They let me go at my own pace. If I wanted to see something, I asked the question. But obviously, if you're not wanting to ask the question, you could write it all down and just say, these are the things I would like help with. Because obviously, in terms of autism, there's a lot of communication style. So you might have someone with autism who's very, very good at communication, but maybe on other aspects struggling. But then you might have someone who's not able to verbalize at all. So I think in the terms of, I guess, the whole um what's the word? Uh diverse diverse aspect of autism and I guess ADHD and any sort of other co um disabilities that someone might have, that just having someone who understands makes it so much easier. But then obviously if you have someone who doesn't understand, it's a lot harder to get your words across on what you're after and being comfortable, I guess, explaining to doctors and nurses and midwives and everybody else who comes into your life when you are expecting from, getting ultrasounds from people you don't know, to the sensitivities of that, to going to your first midwife appointment with someone you've never met. And whether or not
And
you
what
have
would
the support with you as well, because a lot of the times I went on my own, and that's just a big deal in itself, let alone I'm with a complete stranger.